YouTube, Watchify here with another video. I have with me today a Samurai Save the Ocean Great White, and it is model SRPD23. From what I can tell, Seiko came out with this model in 2019 along with the Great White Turtle, which is model SRPD21. Obviously, I've modded mine, but for those of you interested in this model, I'll include footage of what the watch looks like in its OEM state. A little background on Seiko's Save the Ocean series. It's a partnership between Seiko and ocean conservationist Fabien Cousteau, where a portion of proceeds from sales of these models go towards preserving the world's oceans. There have been numerous iterations of Seiko Save the Ocean models over the years, and they're most identifiable by their dials. I think the first one was this blue to black gradient line pattern, and I'll put up on screen the ones that I'm aware of. The one I have today is the blue wave pattern with the small shark fin seen near the 8 o'clock marker. Later versions feature special dial textures and Easter eggs such as manta ray silhouettes. An Antarctic theme Save the Ocean dial featuring penguin tracks was recently released, but it's only available on the tuna and monster models. So you can see how Seiko enthusiasts might get excited about these special edition watches like I do. In addition to the Great White Samurai, I have the Turtle Manta Ray, which I uploaded a review video on recently. The dial on this model is a uniform shade of blue, but it does have a sunburst effect. The wave pattern is seen throughout the dial and is a bit subtle in that from further away, it would be tough to make out the pattern. There's an unframed date window at 3 o'clock and the standard Samurai lume-filled, mostly baton-shaped applied silver indices. The printed Seiko logo is seen along with the Prospex logo and automatic divers 200-meter wording. Surrounding the dial is a matching blue chapter ring with silver-colored markers. It's worth noting that on some pictures online, the dial color looks almost greenish blue, but I can say in person the dial is most definitely blue. The all-silver loomed hands are standard samurai shape with the exception of the seconds hand. This one has what looks to be a shark fin shape at the end. Dial legibility is great, of course, with these silver hands and markers against a blue background. As you might expect, the lume is great on this watch and glows nice and bright due to its generous application. In its OEM form, there's a flat Hardlex crystal covering the dial. I replaced mine with a double dome sapphire crystal with blue AR coating. The case shape is the standard angular Samurai case that is mostly brushed with the exception of the section between the lugs, underneath the case, and areas around the crown and mid part of the side. Case dimensions are 43.5mm case size, 47.9mm lug-to-lug distance. Thickness is 15.2mm on my watch, but would be 13.4mm in its OEM form. And finally, the lug width is 22mm. The screwed-on case back features the famous wave pattern and lets you know that this watch is a special edition. The unidirectional 120-click bezel and the large unsigned screw-down crown both have the same knurling pattern seen on typical Samurai models. The bezel rotation on this model is smooth in both feel and sound. You also get drilled lug holes on this case to make strap and bracelet changes easier. The OEM aluminum bezel insert is colored in gray from 1 to 15 and the remainder is in blue. The insert has an embedded lume pip at 12 and has a very finely grooved pattern on it, which helps with catching light. You can see that I changed out the OEM bezel insert to this black ceramic one, which I chose to better contrast with the dial color. When I bought the watch, I hadn't intended on replacing the bezel insert, but after having the watch for a while, the gray and blue color scheme was giving off too much of a Detroit Lions vibe, if you know what I mean. So since I was changing out the insert, I decided I might as well upgrade the crystal as well. This is perhaps an example of a time when you like the fundamentals of a watch but would prefer to change one or two aspects of it, and that's where modding is an option for you to customize the watch to your liking. Due to the mods this watch now has, it essentially has the same specs as my King Samurai minus the Cyclops. It helps when the watch model in question is a Seiko and a popular model such as a Samurai, since modding parts will be widely available. Inside the watch is Seiko's entry-level but reliable 4R35 movement that features hacking, hand winding, 23 joules, and a 41-hour power reserve. Stated accuracy is plus 45 to minus 35 seconds a day, but as is almost always the case, you'll get better accuracy than that out of the box. Here it is on my time grapher, and you can see it's running about 15 seconds fast per day, which is within spec, but I wouldn't consider it good. I've worn this watch on a variety of straps and even on a strap code hexad bracelet, but here's the OEM oyster style bracelet this watch comes with. It's the standard Samurai bracelet with solid end links and links that are held together with pins and collars. It's brushed on the outside, but you can see polishing at the top of each link and on the sides. The clasp has a locking mechanism, double push button release, and 4 micro adjustment holes, but has a stamped metal clasp instead of a milled one. You do get a diver's extension on this bracelet, however. So overall, the bracelet isn't bad at all, and I think it looks good with the watch, but I do wish Seiko would add a milled clasp to it when selling a watch at this price point. There are tons of Samurai versions out there. I also have a white dialed King Samurai in my collection, and I really like this darker blue Manta Ray King Samurai, which is model SRPF79, with its newer style of Seiko OEM silicone strap. This model line is most known for its aggressive case angles, which might be off-putting to some, but I quite like it. It's very distinctive and a design unlike any other watch out there, so kudos to Seiko for coming out with this unique design. In terms of size, you might get scared off by the almost 44mm case size, but yet again Seiko works wonders by somehow making this watch wear smaller on wrist than the case size would indicate. I kind of feel that no true Seiko watch collection is complete without at least one Samurai in it. At the time of filming, this particular model is still available and currently sells for just under $400 on Amazon and for around the same price on eBay. I purchased mine from a seller on eBay in 2020 for $310. Even though there have been more recent Samurai Save the Ocean models released, I can still see this watch on Seiko's website with an MSRP of $525. Since this is a special edition and not a limited edition, it seems like this model will be available for purchase for the foreseeable future. That'll be it for this video. If you found it interesting, as always, feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll continue to try to upload new watch content on a regular basis. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time.